Hello, today we're going to talk about the objectives under 2.2. I am dealing with the sub objective 2.2. So, today let's talk about email. One of the things I want to talk to you about is first how to create a new email. And in creating a new email, you're going to make sure you're on the mail module, which is the area where you send and receive and review all of your emails. So, I'm going to click on new email. And I'm going to click on 2. When I click on 2, I have access to my mailbox, my not my mailbox, but my address book, and I can add different people to my email. So let's send it to Brad Pitt, and let's send it to Gail Williams. Let's put her in the CC area and click OK. I'm going to put a subject. All right. Now, I also want to talk to you about the content of the email. So you'll see that I have the window for this new email completely maximized. I'm going to minimize it because I want to show you that when I clicked on new mail, it opened up a new window for the email. But I also want to discuss with you that another way to get to the new email is clicking on new items and then clicking on email. So I'm going to minimize Outlook. I'm going to maximize the actual email, and let's talk about the different things you can do in the email. So I can click on format text, and in format text I can do things that are similar to what you can see in Microsoft Word. All right, now I can all right, now I can make Outlook a hyperlink by double clicking on Outlook and then clicking on insert. Once I click on insert, I can go to link and say insert a link, and this will allow me to change that word to a hyperlink. Now let me say this, I am using Office 365, but the process for doing this is the same. You just want to hit insert and then click on hyperlink in order to do this in the previous versions. All right, so now Outlook is a hyperlink. I can add bullets. Let's go back to the message and add bullets. So I can click on bullets. Let's use this one. And let's think about my Thanksgiving menu. All right, that's a pretty decent menu. So let's hit enter right here. All right. All right, we can also insert a picture. So let's go to click on insert. And let's look for a picture. And let's go get an online picture. And look for Thanksgiving. So we're just getting through some stuff. Let's just make it fun. Happy Thanksgiving. All right. And that now the picture is embedded into the email. All right. So the other thing I want to show you is how to make and attach something to the document. So I also want to show you how to attach something to the email where it is not embedded. So we're going to attach an item to the email. So that's an email, that's an attachment for the email. If it wasn't in the quick list, I can click on browse, and then I can find a document that I could add. and now I can add this one too. So now I have two attachments to the email. Okay. If I wanted to add a signature, I could click on signature, and if the signature has not already been created, I can click on new signature. Right, and notice that you have options. If I had, because I have more than one email that is being imported into Outlook, I can set up a signature for these different mailboxes, but we're going to stay in the one that we're in, and I'm going to start adding information for my signature block. All right, and that's my signature block. If I wanted to make changes to it, like changing the font, I can select all of the content and then find the font that I want to use. All right, I can change the size of the font, and I can also change the color of the font. Okay, I can change its positioning by selecting it all and then make it center, flash it to the right, flash it back to the left. Okay, I can make portions of it bold, I can underline it, and I can italicize it. Okay, and now we can click OK. And what happens is when I'm ready to apply this to the email, let's put some space there. I can go to signature and then use test signature, and it has applied that signature to the email. I can also add a BCC to this particular email by clicking on options and then clicking on BCC. And now I can add a BCC to this email. That's a good email to use. I can remove attachments from the email. So if I wanted to remove the Blue Spear agenda, I can click on it and then say remove the attachment. I can also request a delivery receipt and a read receipt. I can add voting buttons if I chose to. Yes, no, maybe. Okay. One of the other things that I've seen on the cert is that they will ask you to pick a style for the email. And what I can do to do that, you would click on format text, go to styles and settings, and then you would choose the style that they are requesting of you. So this is basic elegant, and you can see as I roll over it that there are some changes happening to the email as I roll over it because it's adapting the style that I choose. Okay, so the one that I normally see on the cert is basic simple, so I'm going to click on that. You can also change the theme for your email, and to do that you would click on options, click on theme, and you could add a theme. So the first thing I want to do though, so let's add a theme, and you can see that the word Outlook is changing according to the theme. Okay, so we can change the theme. We can also change the color of the theme by just simply selecting the one we want to use. Okay, so we have enabled a delivery receipt, a return receipt, and we also have enabled the voting buttons. Okay, you can also change where the replies go. So say for instance this is something that I'm sending to Brad, but I want somebody else to respond to these emails that are coming back. I can come here, have the replies, instead of it being sent to me, I can redirect them and have it sent somewhere else. All right, and let's add the person to it, and let's delete the person we don't want to receive the responses and click OK. So now Alicia at Netflix will get it. Okay, use the voting buttons, and we can enable voting buttons from this view too. You can change the status, so it can be high importance and it can also be confidential. Okay, and there you have it. Now let's talk about the message. You can add a follow-up. This is an email that you might need a follow-up to. So let's add a follow-up next week. Okay. All right. Here we go. And then we can send it. All right. So let's close that out. Now, let's talk about adding categories. So I can click on an email and add a category to it by just merely clicking on that category. I can open up the email and I can either remove one category and then add another one by just merely clicking on it, or I can have two categories on one email. I can forward this email by clicking forward and then sending it to whomever I need to send it to. I can reply to everybody that was included on this email. This email only had one person. Okay, and send it. And I can just reply to one person. So if when you're replying to just the author, you reply to the author. When you hit reply, you reply to the author. Okay. When you reply all, you're replying to everybody that was on the email. So now let's talk about recalling a message. I can go to the sent items folder, click on a folder that I want to recall. Click on an email that I want to recall, open it up, and now I would go to actions under move, the move ribbon group. Click on actions and then click on recall this message. And then I can say delete unread copies and replace it with a new one, or I can just delete the copy altogether. So let's replace it and say this is the replacement email. Okay. And as you see, as I am actually working on it, it had already started to go about the business of recalling it. So this is an overview of items 2.2 under the 2.0 managing messages for Microsoft Outlook. Okay. So this is 2.2, let's call it 2.2x. I have gone over recalling messages, setting flags, redirecting replies, requesting a delivery and read receipt, forwarding and replying to messages, adding tracking and voting options, adding CC and BCC, removing message attachments, and creating a message.